What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me on these analysis. We're going to be looking at Nvidia today. So we've had this downtrend initially, and it looks like we ended up taking a steeper downtrend now. And we've had one retest, maybe two, maybe three or four right here. So let's see if we run up to it again with this horizontal level of support and resistance and get a push down. I see two scenarios playing out where we make it to this level and we push down, retest, and make it down to this level again, potentially creating a double bottom. The other scenario I can see playing out is that we break above this trend line and retest this zone and push down. The other scenario I can see is breaking out of this trend line, retesting this trend line along with this horizontal level of support and resistance, and pushing up higher. That's the scenario that I would like to see, of course. Price action is still looking good though overall. On a smaller scale, if we pull a fib from here, let's see where we pulled back to. Price pulled to the just sub of the 618, between the 618 and the 786, and it looks like we're making a move higher. We're currently above the 382, so trend looks like it's still intact. Hopefully we can start creating higher highs and higher lows and eventually create all-time highs again. Overall though, I think it's still very bullish. We are finally making it back to the SMAs. So we're currently at the 20-day SMA. We want to break that and make our way to the 50. On the weekly, we are still below all of them. And we are starting to actually get the 20 to cross over the 50. So maybe we actually see a rally into that, because remember, this is a lagging indicator. So this 20 crossing over the 50 is showing this huge red move right here. So this already happened. So let's see if we start rallying and then you start seeing the 50 like that. And then maybe we see the 20 do something like this and cross back up. That would be ideal, but we'll find out, of course, with time. But I think that's what we could see happening for sure. Overall, though, I remain very bullish on Nvidia. On the Bollinger Bands, looking very good. We're making it to the blue band right now. So let's see if we can get a close and retest on that. If we close and retest that, we'd also be retesting this level of support. And on the weekly, we just got to bounce off the green band. So let's see if we shoot up to the blue band, which would be very bullish. On the RSI, we've been creating lower lows and lower highs. As you can see, we've had a nice trend downward. We had an established trend downward. It looks like we possibly broke out of it, depending on how you draw the line and where you connect it from. So if you go from here, then we already broke out. But if you draw it from here, let's see if we move it. If we draw it like this, then we haven't broken out yet. But potentially we have a breakout. We just need to reclaim this yellow moving average, get a close above it, bounce off of it, and push up higher, eventually making it to overbought territory. And on the daily, we are looking good, creating higher highs and higher lows. We did get a pretty significant pullback, but let's see if we can break this 50, the midline right here, and break all-time highs, or not all-time highs, but the most recent high that we've had. We kind of do have a level of resistance here. We had a top here, 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 and here. So you can see this 50 line has been acting as resistance. So we haven't really seen above the 50 line in a sustainable move since February 12th. So it's been a while. So let's see if we can break above it and get some momentum behind Nvidia. That would be nice to see. And on the MACD, higher highs, higher lows, we're starting to get some green candles forming, looking very good. We closed above the orange band, and now we're moving up higher. And on the weekly, we're still bearish, but there's a decrease in bearish volume, which is a good sign. So let's see how things turn out from here. On a larger time scale, we have a bounce off of the golden zone, the 0.618. We got a bounce off of it, and now we actually are playing above the 0.5, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want to see. This would be a perfect continuation for the price to continue up. You gave price a little time to breathe, and now it can rally up and create all-time highs, breaking 153 and so on. Currently sitting at 105, but if we get a close this week above this 0.5, this should be very bullish. Maybe we get a retest after this close, and maybe we see something where we get a pushback down to the 0.5, and then we work our way up, and so on. So it's a very bullish sign. I think things are looking good. And if we pull down even further, on an even larger scale, that was a pullback. That pullback didn't even make it to the 0.5. Remember, all that matters is anything to the right of the top of the pool, which would be these two areas. So it would be anything to the right here. So we made it to the 382, just below it. We didn't make it quite to the 0.5. And this is an even more bullish sign to the upside, because it's a smaller drawdown showing that bulls are still intact, pushing price up higher. That's all I have for you guys here on NVIDIA. I'll see you in the next one.